Hi, are you a job seeker wanting to know what's going on with your resume? You probably have submitted your resume to that hiring manager, that recruiter, that friend of yours who submitted you think they submitted your resume to that position, but you haven't heard anything and you really want to know what's going on with your resume. Well, my name is Kimberly Benjamin. I am the president of HR Strategies Plus. I'm a licensed and certified HR professional, and I help business owners and job seekers with their goals, obtaining their goals. And I'm here today with you to talk about the importance of looking at what's going on with your resume. Our topic today are here's some things that can kill your resume. And I know that word can be strong. I don't like to use words like that actually. But as I was preparing tonight, I want you to know how important it is that you have the right information on your resume. And I know looking for a job can be a job. And I know that you may be that job seeker or career professional that you're looking for another opportunity. And you really want to make sure that your resume stands out over everyone else's. And so my goal today is to talk about what are some things that you should know that could be killing your opportunity in order for that resume to actually reach that hiring manager or that recruiter. And so let's go ahead and dive right back in. For those of you who are joining here, feel free to say hello, comment below, and put in the comments where you're from, or go ahead and select one of your emojis, one of your favorite emojis, to let me know that you're here. I always like to know who is here when I'm conducting the seminars and providing tips for you as well. And for those of you that you may have a friend or you know someone that is looking for a job, and they're experiencing some difficulty finding it, and they want to know, okay, what's going on with it. They probably had a conversation with you recently saying, wait a minute, I don't know what's going on with my job search. Feel free to share. Hit that share button right now so that people in your network will be able to see the video and get the tips as well. So feel free to hit that share button. And thank you all for joining. I see some friends and family members that are here. Love you and glad that you're here as well. But let's dive right into what are some of the things that could be killing your resume, that kills your resume. And literally, I know that word is strong, but it's the truth. Because if you're looking for a job and you want to make sure that your resume gets to the right person, right? If they don't get the resume, then in a sense, it's gone. They never got it. They haven't heard about you, or they read the resume and they weren't impressed. So they decided to go ahead and put your resume in the other bin. So I know that language is strong, but I want to make sure that your resume gets in front of the right people and that the recruiter, the HR person really looks at your resume. That's my goal for you today. All right. So hello everyone, and thank you for commenting below. I really do appreciate it. And thank you for being here to go over these tips. I have 3 different tips for you, but I tell you one thing. When I prepared for this session, I said, Lord, I just can't give 3. So I got some bonuses in there. So you may want to go ahead and grab your pen and paper, because I do want you to know what you need to be mindful of regarding your resume. And hopefully today, after watching this live, if you watch the actual live or the replay of it, I want you to be able to go ahead and make the changes and know what you need to do so you can have a strong resume. Now, the first mistake that I see that people make that could be killing their chances of getting the job, because the resume hasn't even seriously made it to the recruiter, or they haven't seriously considered it. And that very first thing I want you to know is that there's too much white space on the resume. Too much white space on the resume. And I know that sounds so basic, and some of you are probably saying, but Kimberly, I've read that you need to have a whole lot of white space on the resume. You don't want to have a whole lot of words on the resume, and you probably have that resume that has a whole lot of white space on it. And the reason why that's something that could be killing your chances of getting that resume getting to the recruiter is because you have one chance, one opportunity to present yourself to that individual, and they need to know all about your accomplishments. They do. And if you don't put the accomplishments on there and you just have words like responsible for doing this and responsible for doing that, sounding like a job description, yes, I said it. We can quickly tell if your resume is reading and sounds like a job description. Your resume should have accomplishments on there, things that really that a recruiter and HR person wants to read your resume. When we get a resume and we have responsible for, we know there's been a lot of cutting and pasting, and that time or that space dedicated on that resume could have been better served with some other stronger words. Okay, so going back to the white space, I told you I've diverted already. I've given you extra chips, more than 3 today, because I want to make sure you get this right. But number 1, first impressions are important. First impressions are important. So it's important that when that recruiter looks at your resume, within the first 6 seconds, they're impressed by it or with it, and they can easily read it. And if there's a lot of white space on that resume, then you're losing opportunities to put your accomplishments on there. And then at the end of the day, after they've read it and reviewed it, your resume really wasn't saying anything. And to me, that's one of my pet peeves. As a professional resume writer, I have individuals who I've helped them with their resume, and their initial resume that they gave to me before I worked on it with them, their resume wasn't saying anything. I know that's harsh, y'all, but it's the truth. So you can have words on a paper. You can have words filling up that white space. But if it's not powerful words, the right type of words, the right type of keywords that the computer systems will pick up, then you just have words on there that mean nothing. So again, too much white space definitely could be one thing that could kill your resume, because you only have one opportunity to wow to wow that recruiter. You have only one. And I want to make sure that what's on your resume, you're wowing them with your accomplishments. Now here's number 2, the second thing that you could be doing that could be killing your resume. And this one is errors. Having errors on your resume or throughout it. Now I know sometimes we're in a hurry, or you saw this opportunity that you wanted to apply for, so you quickly pulled out your resume and your cover letter, and you thought you caught all the errors, and you thought you took out the old job title that you were interested in, and you submitted the wrong cover letter, the wrong resume for the wrong position. Now you may say, Kimberly, that doesn't sound too bad by me having that type of error on my resume, right? It sounds like that's okay. But the reason why that error is bad is because now you're making the person work, and you've submitted your resume to a position that they may have or may not have, and it may not be the job that you really want. So make sure that you are slow, you slow down, and you make sure there's no errors on the resume. I know for me as a professional resume writer, when I create my client's resume, the last step is that it's sent on to a person on my team who actually makes sure there's no errors on it. That's how important it is that your resume doesn't have errors on it as well. Here's another thing that you could be doing that could be killing your resume. Now, this one I may step on toes, but that's the reason why I'm doing this live, right? Having a link to LinkedIn. Having a link to LinkedIn. I know, I can hear you screaming right now, y'all. But Kimberly, we live in this day and age where I want people to go to my LinkedIn profile, and I want them to check me out on LinkedIn. And LinkedIn is a social media platform that we should be using to network with people, and recruiters and headhunters and everybody uses LinkedIn. And so I want to put my LinkedIn link on my resume so they can easily click on it and go to LinkedIn. What's our theme today? What's the topic of our session today? Things that you could be doing that does what? That can kill your resume. That's a major no-no. And I know you guys, some of you, probably you're mad at me right now for saying it. But let me explain to you why. My background is human resources, licensed and certified HR professional. I've been in HR 27 years. Worked different industries, a wonderful experience in HR as an HR professional, and I train HR professionals as well. And not everyone can do that job. Not everyone can have an opportunity to interview candidates and not be discriminatory. Not everyone has their best intention at heart. Sometimes when people interview individuals, they're looking for somebody that looks like them, sound like them, has the same experience or background like them. So they may lean towards the individual who sounds like them, looks like them, acts like them, right? And yes, I'm going here, and I know this is something that we don't talk about, but I share all that with you to let you know, you don't want someone to know what you look like until you've been brought in for the interview. And I can hear some of you now saying, but Kimberly, they're going to find out what I look like anyway. When I get the interview, then they'll know. So why are you making a big deal? I'm making a big deal because people are trying to figure out ways, these recruiters, HR professionals, hiring managers are trying to figure out ways to eliminate you from the stack. They have a stack of resumes. They only have an opportunity to hire one person, and they're thinking of reasons to eliminate you. Plus, we have people that may discriminate against you based off of what you look like. And if you have pictures of yourself and you have that profile and they see that profile picture of you, they now know what you look like. And they may or may not want to bring you in. Now they have other resumes to consider. They know what you look like now. They may or may not bring you in for the interview. So that is a huge mistake that a lot of people are making as it relates to their resume. That could be killing their chances of the resume really being considered and passed on to the right individual the next step in the interviewing process. Now here's another thing that could be killing your chances, or your resume, I should say. And that is if the resume is too long. Too long. Now, I'm going to stop right now in this training. I'm going to ask you, because I love being able to dialogue with you and have you communicate with me. How long do you think your resume should be? Okay, I'm going to give you 3 options, and then you let me know, okay? Option number 1, or the first one, is 1 page. A 1-page resume, okay? That's number 1. Well, I'll say A for this one. So A is a 1-page resume. B is a 2-page resume. Okay. And then C is both A and B. Okay. So the first one for A is a 1-page resume. B is a 2-page resume. And C is both A and B. Okay. So I'm going to ask you all, and I want you to comment below. Okay. Comment below. So get ready to type. How long should a person's resume be? Go ahead and type down 1 page, 2 page, or both, 1 or 2. I'm going to give you a moment. I wish I had my music to play right now as I'm waiting. I'll give you a moment. We have some people that are starting to type right now, so I thank you for sharing. Thank you for typing. Okay, 1 pager, 2 pager, or doesn't matter. It could be a 1 or a 2. Okay, so I'll give you the answer. The answer is C. It could be 1 or 2. Now, normally a person who's new in the field, doesn't have a lot of experience, maybe just graduated from high school or just now getting into college, or may not have worked in a lot of different places, based off of the professional resume writer that they have, they could have a strong 1-page resume created for them. Now, I've had some dynamic clients who had a lot of experience that were able to get a strong 2-page. So the thing to remember here, though, is that it must be a strong 1-page resume or a strong 2-page resume. Not a 1.5, 1 3/4, 1 and a little bit of information at the top on the 2nd page. No. Has to be a strong 1-pager or a strong 2-pager. It doesn't matter. Now, for those of you that may have 5, 7 on up years of experience in your field, then a lot of you may really, you should have a 2-page. Based off if that professional resume writer is pulling on information out of you, the right information that needs to go on your new resume, you could walk away with a strong 2-page resume. Okay? So again, it could be 1 or 2. Now, we're talking about the things that can kill your resume, right? So with this topic here, if your resume is longer than 2 pages, we're not looking at it. I can hear you. But Kim, I work in healthcare and I made it a long page. Or Kim, I'm an instructor, I'm in education. We may have a CV, which is like another term for resume, and is longer. But Kim, I want to work with the federal government, and I know federal jobs, those type of resumes are longer. And in some of those cases, that is true, especially with the federal resume. It's a brand new different format, and it's longer than 2 pages. It could be longer than 2 pages. And if for someone who is a teacher or an instructor, their CV could be longer than 2 pages if they're an instructor, like a teacher. And then doctors or physicians, etc., their resume may be longer than the 2 pages because of that particular job title or that function, that industry. But if you're not in any of those things that I've mentioned to you, and you have a 3-pager, a 4-page, or a 5-page resume, then please know this: we're not reading it. When we know that it's supposed to be a 1-pager or a 2-pager, and I have this stack of resumes to go to, and out of my reading, you just made me read 4 and 3 pages when I really don't want to, and I'm tired, and I'm trying to figure out a way to weed you out the stack, you now just made it easy for me to put your resume in the other pile that I'm not going to check out. So that's a huge mistake that a lot of people make. And then the last thing that I'll end with, give me some extra bonuses. It's important that you have the right content on your resume, the right content on it. So like I mentioned earlier, how I started off with this live, letting you know that people can have all kinds of words on their resume and it's saying nothing. That is so true. That is so true. Look at your look at your resume as prime real estate, that every line matters, every space matters, every word matters, because it does. We're trying to be able to identify all of your strengths and your accomplishments within that 1-page resume or that 2-pager. So when you look at it from that way, from that mindset, then you really would understand the importance of having the right words and having the right format and having the right accomplishments on there. So I hope that this has been helpful for you. I wanted to come out here and to give you some tips, because time out for having a resume and submitting it all over the place and not getting any hits. And I know that's happening. And I want to be able to be the individual that can assist you and be honest with you and let you know what you really need to do to switch up your resume. You may need a new resume that really highlights your accomplishments. And because that document is important, that document is important. So my name's Kimberly Benjamin. I am a licensed certified HR professional, and I'm also a professional resume writer. I know you all know that, but if you do need help with your resume, I wasn't going to say this, but I'm going to say it because I'm here and you may need it. If you want a free resume evaluation, for real, I provide free resume evaluations. There's no things behind it. It's really free. Feel free to send me a copy of your resume and I'll evaluate it. I'll review it using my system that I have, and you'll get your results within 24 hours. Now, since I wasn't planning to say that, I'll make sure to provide my email address below in the comments, so you're able to send your resume to that email address. Okay, but it's important that you do have a strong resume that really does highlight your accomplishments. And then I'll end with this. For those of you that may need some additional help, additional resources, click the link above. I have a link with freebies, with free stuff, some more additional webinars and training, and my goal is to be able to bless you. So again, if you know anyone who may be struggling in this area with their resume, maybe it's you, make sure that you hit that share button. And thanks for the likes. I'm seeing people with the hearts and the likes. Thank you so much for the support. If this has been a blessing to you, go ahead and click that share button so that other people in your network, your friends and family can get this information, because it really is important that your resume is representing you properly. And how about this? Imagining that we can finally start this fall season, this new season. You're getting ready for the new year. As I shared in one of my previous lives, one of my favorite clients are the ones who are preparing. They may not need the job now. I mean, I'm here for you if you do. And speaking of that, we're launching a staffing agency. So we'll be helping people find jobs too. That's coming up. I kind of just let that out there. So first time you guys know that. So we have a staffing agency. But it's important that you are able to really find that job. And it starts with having a strong resume. So hit the share button, share the love, and click the link above to get some more freebies, some more information for job seekers and business owners. And I'll provide my email address so you're able to send me your resume tonight so you can get your evaluations tomorrow. And I'll give you my email here on this live. Thanks for all the love, everybody. My email address is kbenjamin@hrstrategiesplus.com. That's kbenjamin at hrstrategiesplus.com. I'll put that in the comments below too. But let's go ahead and focus on getting our resumes together. I want your resume to really be seen by that hiring manager and HR professional. And you all have a wonderful evening. I look forward to receiving your resumes, and I look forward to you checking out our freebies. Okay? Have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye.